Come on. Man, we are back. Hello, everybody. I hope you are having a wonderful Monday. If you are not, don't you fret. We're about to make it a whole lot better. You are here on the Fifth Quarter Sports Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Kevlar Treat 'Ems Well, and I very much treat them well. Joined with me, as always, Mr. Skip from Skip's Trophies and More. That gets every week. Mr. Diamond Dirty D for life and the Kick Step King Coach. Hey, fellas, what it is, what it ain't, what up, though?
What's happening, man? What's happening? Before y'all say anything, if I look sleepy, because I am, I'm tired. That Florida Sun did a number on your boy this past weekend. And when I say did a number, it took everything I had. It put something on it. But blessed to be here, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna kick it off right here. We're talking about it backstage. Might as well continue. The Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky faced off the other day in the first game of the season for the WNBA. And as we know, those two teams have the most, I'm going to say at this time, well-known and well-followed stars. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Now, there's a controversial thing going around the internet about the foul that Caitlin Clark committed on Angel Reese. Fellas, what do y'all think? Give me your breakdown of the scenario, Skip.
It's two viewpoints you can have. You can have the viewpoint from a player's standpoint, the right thing to do, which the right thing to do was to foul her. That is not what's in question. The way she fouled her and the fact that she fouled her. Had it been anybody else, it just would have been a hard foul, wouldn't have been flagrant. But like you said, those two are the most polarizing figures in the WNBA right now. And they, since college, have always been arch nemesis. So the way she fouled her and the aggression it looked like from camera view, it should have been a flagrant. But from a player's point of view, she had a wide open layup. And any coach or teacher, I'd rather them shoot 2 free throws than to make an easy layup. So that way it was a game time foul. Now, I don't know the exact score at the time of the foul, because if they were blowing them out, then it should have been a flagrant 2. You get what I'm saying? Because that way the aggression can be proved, or the malice in the foul can be proved. But at the end of the day, man, in the playoffs, that would have just been a regular foul because it's the playoffs. So, that all of the racism behind it and after the fact, it's just, Democrat, Republican, so to speak. It's one side against the other. So that's just what it is. It's going to be people that if you look at it from her, she could have pinched her pinky toe. This side, her side is going to say, oh, that was she hit her with a bat, and then this side's going to defend her. So it's, you pick your poison with that.
I kind of agree with you, Skip, because if you see the play, if you see it before it happened, she had just pushed, her Caitlin Clark's teammate in the back to free up the space that could have been called a foul, and Caitlin Clark was complaining about that's a foul or whatever. But this has been this situation between the two. I more say it's Angel Reese more than it is Caitlin Clark, because Angel Reese talks about her more or gives her more attention than she gives her, Caitlin Clark. We know these two faces of the WNBA. If I was Angel Reese, because Angel Reese's game is not up to par over Caitlin Clark, I
They're
would
two
say,
different players, though.
and they
Two different
took,
type players. My bad. Go ahead.
and we know they are two different players, as you were stating. One is a guard, one is a low post player. But you know, I sense of more jealousy than anything from Angel Reese side of it because of the popularity of Caitlin Clark. That is a fact. Because of who's getting the most attention. But go ahead, Coach A.
For me, man, it's the fake tough girl shit. For me, because if Aaliyah Boston fire you like that, you ain't getting up talking shit to her. If Asia Wilson fire you like that, you ain't getting up talking shit to Asia. So for me, you know, that's why I do not like
Mind your business.
I do not like RG3 at all, but I still feel like he was right in what he was saying. I hate to even go in, but
well, let me give some context to that. Abe, I've got the quote right here. RG3 said on Twitter or X, whatever you call it, after watching Caitlin Clark's flagrant foul on Angel Reese in the aftermath, there is no way Angel Reese can continue the lie that she doesn't dislike Caitlin Clark. I know what hatred looks like. Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, not some basketball rivalry. Hate either. Not basketball rivalry. Hate either. Hate.
And I got that from her reaction, because like I said, if anybody else in the world files her, well, I ain't gonna say that, because she will play the bully to smaller people or you know whatnot. But
she rearing back like she about to swing.
Yeah, like why though? Like why? Why you about to swing? Because you'll foul somebody hard like that. You're not gonna give up no wide open layup. Like Skip said, it was because it was her and her. If it was anybody else, you know, she might have wolfed up like that. She might not have, but if it was a big vet, like I said, Boston, Wilson, you ain't gonna say nothing. You feel what I'm saying? So for me, that's why I'm just like, just cut out the tough girls. Okay, Bo. You know, I hate to agree with him though, Bo. I hate that. And I guess I just agreed into what the context of what he was saying. I probably wouldn't have worded it like that. You feel what I'm saying? But for me, it's like, come on, Angel, bro. Like, and y'all got smacked by 40. You feel what I'm saying?
That right there is the key. And that's why I said what I said about how
close game when that happened, though.
That's why I said about the timing of the foul. Were they getting blown out at the time? Could it have been a momentum swing when it happened? But now let me back at both of y'all for two statements y'all made. D, what does Caitlin Clark have that Angel Reese doesn't? Rookie of the year, right?
No, not basketball, but yeah.
I asked you a question.
Did you gonna let me answer?
Okay,
WNBA All Pro, women's All Pro,
yes.
and team.
Yeah.
They both second year players.
Yes.
What significant does she have? Does she have a ring, a championship, anything like that?
No, neither one of them.
So where's the jealousy again?
Because of the popularity that Caitlin Clark has gotten over the 2 seasons in college basketball. Now you know, for Skip, just think about this. They marketed the two. We know LSU and South Carolina had the better team. But when this young lady started shooting threes, i.e. trying to compare her to Stephen Curry from college, the popularity of the basketball level went all the way up that we started watching games. That's what I mean. Angel Reese ain't dropping 30.
You're right.
Angel Reese getting a double-double, but she ain't dropping 30.
And you are correct.
And she had a team. But when you got a young lady stepping over the half-court timeline and jacking up a 3 and hitting that bottom, that's big-time must-see TV.
Right. Understandable. And you are correct. She has always been more popular than Angel Reese, from my viewpoint, from all of us. I think we all on the same page with that. But Angel Reese don't shoot threes. That's not her game. So when you say jealous, she can't be, or she shouldn't be, because we don't know. She can't be jealous of somebody doing something that she can't do. Now, if it's just about popularity, I don't see that either from my point of view. because she's popular for a whole nother reason than what Angel is popular for.
So what is Angel popular for then?
For beating her ass when they crowned her the next female Michael Jordan.
For beating her ass. So, okay.
In college, yeah.
She won. She got more famous for doing this tour. She won the game. Their team won. I'm not saying they didn't knock her out. What I'm saying is Angel Reese got more popular by being the bully and poking fun and doing all the antics to her than playing ball. That's what I'm saying.
I think she became the villain when she did that.
There you go.
I agree. More popular from that because she was already popular because, again, they were two different style players on two different style teams. She became the Batman and the Joker, the villain, Superman and whoever, Lex Luthor, whoever, however you want to put it. But the jealousy aspect, I get it, what you're saying, but I don't see it, I guess, through the same lens that you see it through. Because I know that Magic was just as popular as Bird, but they were popular for two different reasons.
Well, your comparison with Magic and Bird, they respected each other on the court. It was mutual respect. When this young lady, Caitlin Clark, doesn't talk about her as much as Angel Reese talks about Caitlin Clark. Anytime she gets a chance, Angel Reese has this young lady's name in her mouth.
So, whoa, you don't think it's the reporters asking the question, bringing it up?
What I'm saying is, you can see the difference with Caitlin Clark. Hey, she's a good basketball player. She shies away from it. Where this person indulges in it. You see what I'm saying?
But that's the villain role, D.
But what I'm saying, in my opinion, ride that wave. WNBA is the most popular it has ever been, and you know I'm right about it. And we did agree last year. This is a form of Magic Bird coming into the league, but it's like that was a common foul that we would have told anybody else to foul. You to jump up like you ready to fight and go after this girl.
But that's part of the hype in the crowd and the moment.
But it ain't necessary. No, Skip, it wasn't necessary.
When Draymond Green does what he does, is it necessary?
I ain't gonna compare Draymond Green.
No, I'm going to make this comparison here. When he does what he does, is it necessary?
Well, Drake, no, it's not. No, it's not necessary.
Okay, what happens with the crowd though? What does the crowd do?
I can't compare the two.
Does the crowd get behind the Golden State Warriors when Draymond Green do something stupid?
Not to me, they don't. Okay. Not to me. That's my opinion.
My other dispute is what Abe said, that had it been a big player or whoever, would Angel Reese have reacted the same way? The foul wouldn't have been the same way. The girl from Aaliyah Boston wouldn't have came and chopped her and pushed her down the way Caitlin Clark did. Now, would she have jumped in their face? Probably not.
She did not push her
down.
Go
ahead. You didn't push her down.
She didn't. She came in and chopped.
I feel like Caitlin has a way. Angel has a much. I don't want to say much, but she's bigger in size than Caitlin.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't feel. I feel like just me now, me. Angel flopped a little bit. She flopped because I feel like just me. It would take for Caitlin to really just
hit her hard and knock her down like that.
For her to fall like that. You feel what I'm
understandable
saying? So for me, it was the whole thing. Like first you flop. First you flop, then you want to fight. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Why you?
And you're right. I agree with you on all of that.
That's just, yeah.
But hang on,
it was just the points that y'all made that I wanted to have a rebuttal on. And look what Bo said. Read that, Kev.
This is disturbing.
Now, what we were talking about pre-show.
Go ahead, Kev.
I'm not going to say what I said, but what we were talking about pre-show about RG3, I didn't even know that statement was made, but did I hit it on the nail?
But see, everybody, you right.
No, but remember what I said pre-show. We're not going to say that. But remember what I said pre-show?
You're right. You're right. But every time he makes some kind of form of a statement, somebody comes at him and man law, Kev, keep women and children out of conversation like that. So Ryan Clark, cool dude, but he kind of blurs the lines also with some of the stuff that he says in rebutting. You know what I'm saying? He come off the wrong way sometimes.
Right.
And it is like you say, Skip, like you say, Stephen A. be saying stuff. Ryan Clark is becoming that low budget type stuff of doing that. And then when the people come seeing, oh, I want to apologize, dog. I didn't mean it like that. But go ahead.
In my opinion, ex-athletes should only commentate on the sports they were professional in. That way, you have an expert opinion. Leave that shit to the Stephen A's and the rest of these cats that blah, 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 because the comeback can be, you don't know what you're talking about. You just commentating. Okay, how long you been following this? You don't understand it because you didn't participate in it. But for a football player, regardless of what level they achieve, because Ryan Clark is Super Bowl champion, RG3 was, whatever he was, you have no legs to talk about basketball as if you competed on that level, regardless of whether it's women or men, in my opinion. So they take that. They take the fact that they are professional athletes and think it translates to something else. And to me, it doesn't. But my opinion.
All right. Well, I'm going to end it on here before we go into our next topic. I look at the Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. I'm going to look at it in this one aspect and leave it alone. Does anybody know their record against each other?
In the WNBA or
just all time?
Probably
5-1 Caitlin Clark.
And the national championship was what they lost in.
Yes. And then, I look at, what was the old saying, ball never lies. After the foul, Angel shot a free throw and missed. So, my opinion, ball never lies. It was bullshit. All right. Well, let's get into the NBA, man. Oh, my God. We are into the conference finals now. But let's just...
Guess who ain't done? Guess who ain't in the conference finals?
The Lakers.
They weren't expected to be.
Yes, you did.
I expected them to be. The world expected this other team to be there.
Bo, your Celtics were stood up 4-2 by the New York Knicks.
No, they was game. I ain't gonna say that word. They was jumped.
They got boat raced.
Yeah,
they got boat raced. The ESPN version.
None of us. Well, guys, I'm out. None of us picked New York to win this series.
Nobody.
We didn't think, because New York usually flops in the playoffs in the second round more like. But one thing I did notice when the playoffs started, and I mentioned it, that during the season, New York was 4-0 against Boston. And that means they had a recipe, regardless if Tatum was out or not, that they had a way of beating them. I still thought that Boston was going to come out because they were more battle tested, the NBA champions and whatever. And I'm going to be honest with you. Jaylen Brown, you to be the highest paid player in this league, man. Hey, we need to see a little bit more out of you when Tatum went down, or even before this. Because y'all, to be honest with you, Skip, and Boston could have swept them. And what I mean by that, having 20-point leads going in the third quarter in 3 games that they lost. And this is what I say again, what the NBA is becoming. When I watch a game and I see a dude shoot a 3, you get the rebound, Skip. Instead of you going back up with it, getting the 2, you kick it back out to me, and then I miss another 3. Like, I don't understand what is this basketball coming in at now.
You know what I say?
And I'm up by 20.
You know what I say?
Coach.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I feel like the 2 points I want to make on this series. I feel like the Knicks were much hungrier. I feel like Boston was a little lax, thinking, I'm sure they're very aware of how everything, the intensity, the physicality, everything turns up for the playoffs. But I feel like the Knicks just outmatched them, bro. Even when they was up 20, like to have that comfortable, lax mindset to let them folk come back not one time, not two times, but three times. You feel what I'm saying? And my other point is, I really didn't know that Jason Tatum was that important to Boston. I knew he was important because I knew he was their best player, but I just kind of figured that they still had enough to where they could, get over the hump. Maybe not win the ship with him tearing his Achilles, but at least get over the New York Knicks hump. And like D said, Jaylen Brown, you proved that you really are a Robin. I think they caught lightning in the bottle with Dallas last year. With Dallas not being as good as perimeter defenders with their guards and backcourt and some of their front court. So Brown was able to get off. Luka being one of them defensive liabilities. But yeah, man, I really thought Boston as a team would still be able to outmatch the Knicks. But shouts out to Coach Till, Jalen Brunson, and the crew. They played a hell of a series, and it's on to the conference finals for them.
Right. The big thing with D when you say that he's the highest paid player in the NBA, he didn't get that money because he was Batman. He got that money as Robin. And at the time, they couldn't afford to lose him because they knew coming somewhere down the line they were going to get a championship. And that's exactly what happened. After he got that contract, they went on to win a championship with him as Robin. And then they had to pay Tatum. So to expect him to step into the Tatum role, Jordan role, Kobe role, whatever you want to call it, when that person goes down, it's right because of the money he makes. But that's not why they paid him to be the number one option. They paid him to be 1A or 2. So when it happens, there's nothing to feed off of. It's just him. And that's not how he got his fame. But let me rephrase that. That's not why they paid him to be the number one option. And there was nothing else. I mean, if he got doubled or whatever, what was he going to do? Porzingis ain't been playing that good. I mean, Porzingis. Yeah.
That's right.
Porzingis ain't playing that good. So it ain't like Porzingis pop out to a 3 so I can pass it to you, get him off me and give it back. There was nothing for him to do except show out like he did, like you said last year. But there was no outlet for him. So I get it because of money and everything else. But once they lost 2 games in Boston, we knew. I said after game 2, I said, man, if they win game 3, they're going to backdoor sweep them. And what was game 4? He tore his Achilles. And that was the end of that. So, game 5, he tore his Achilles, right? Yeah, game 5.
Yeah, because they won game
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't go down 3-0. They went down 2. It was 2-1.
They won the game after he tore his Achilles, though.
Yes, they won the game.
Yeah.
They won
the next 2.
Yeah.
Because it was 2-1.
We won game 5.
Okay.
All right. Well, since we're already in the East, the Cavaliers fell to the Pacers 4-1.
Rick Carlisle coaching, the injuries that Cleveland sustained early on, and this again, Donovan Mitchell going down in the playoffs. Indiana is a scared team. This is going to be an interesting series. Indiana, New York, the Reggie Miller, Patrick Ewing days of that rivalry. This might go a 7-game. We might see 7 go here because I don't know what we might see out of New York. Now, New York is favored. This is the best shot for the New York Knicks to get to the NBA Finals in recent years since 1999. If they squander this, it's going to be a problem.
I think, I'm going to say this now, I think New York going to win this series. If they play 3/4 of the way they played against Boston, I don't think Indiana has the offense to beat New York if they play like they played when they played Boston. They don't have to play as well as they played when they played Boston to beat Indiana, in my opinion, because Indiana doesn't have the offensive firepower that Boston had before Tatum got hurt, if that makes sense. So you said something as soon as you came on, D, coaching. Carlisle has coached these guys, and he got them believing the process is working for them. Same thing with New York. Their process is working. You said something else about how regular season New York beat Boston all 4 games. That was coaching too. That wasn't just athleticism. So I think New York will win this series in 6.
I'm gonna go Pacers in 7.
Ooh.
All right, D, what you got on that one?
You muted.
I'm taking New York in 7.
New York in 7. All
Kel,
right.
let me ask you a question, Kel. What was it? Ume Udoka? Wasn't he the coach of Boston? Ume, the one that got fired?
Yes.
Yeah.
Y'all know how I harp. Yeah, y'all know how I harp on coaching. Does this loss outside of the Achilles tear prove that guy is not coaching that team? He's just riding the coattails? Because you watch, he took over a team that was poised to win. He had to do nothing but sub in and sub out.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment.
I can give you that.
Because when it came down to coaching, we up by 20. Man, post the ball up, walk the ball down the court. What the hell are y'all doing? They did what they wanted to do, because a good coach would be like, hey, we're about 20. Now we're about 10. Time out. Just want to hit on that. But go, Kev, what you think about that?
I don't know, at some point, talent only goes so far, in my opinion. Uncontrolled talent. If he wasn't coaching the team, then the players would just be running the show and doing whatever the hell they want to do.
That's what it looked like in this series. They shot threes until they lost the lead.
Maybe they have lost that faith in the coach. I mean, maybe they were making. Well, I'm not gonna say making a statement, but maybe just the team isn't gelling the way that it used to be.
And the glue is coach. They won without him. Don't get me wrong, and I can't speak on what coaching he did, but when adversity hits, that's when you start dissecting and seeing what went wrong. And from our points of view, we see the constant shooting the threes when you got big leads and not doing what you did to keep the lead, to keep it. So it falls back to that one bucket. But okay, Kev, go ahead, man.
All right. Well, the Timberwolves and the Warriors, man, that was another 4-1 series. Timberwolves move on.
I hate to say this, and I hope it doesn't put a jinx or a hex or whatever they call it on a player. But if Ant-Man don't get a Batman, he'll always be right there. I think he'll be a Westbrook. Not in player-wise and status-wise. He got everything he needed in him to win, but he don't have the surrounding cast. Now, when he was in Oklahoma, they had the surrounding cast. It was just, they ran into buzzsaws when they did. But I don't think Ant-Man has enough to win a championship. Even if they beat OKC, I don't think they win a championship. I think if OKC doesn't beat them, I think whoever wins the East is going to win the championship. OKC going to win it all now, the way I see it, regardless of who they play out of the East. But if they don't, I see the East winning the championship.
I think whoever wins this series wins the NBA championship.
From the West?
From the West, yes. Because you got to think now, I'm going to say this. If we going with New York and Minnesota making, the storyline is going to be off the chains. It'll be the first time in history that a trade that was made for Julius Randle and Cat, they swapped teams and they end up in the finals because that's who got traded back and forth. So that's his Batman. Julius Randle is his Batman, where Cat and Brunson are the superstars on the New York Knicks team. So I'm still picking whoever wins the Western Series is my champion. That's who I'm going with.
All right.
I agree with that. I think like Skip said, OKC is their finals to lose right now. Um, but I do feel like Ant-Man. I think they went 2-2 against each other in the regular season. Um, uh, Julius Randle, man, I just I don't know. I feel like OKC plays great team defense. And as much as I want Ant-Man them to win this series, I don't think that they can. I feel like OKC's home crowd is the ultimate home court advantage, the ultimate 12 man. And as much as even though Denver won that, I don't feel like Ant-Man them can go there and win a game 7. So I'll pick OKC in 7.
All right.
Really?
Yeah, my heart say Ant-Man, but just if I'm a betting man,
I
if I'm
get
a
it.
betting
And I like
man,
it. I love this game. I love
yeah.
this game. But if Dwayne Wade don't get Shaq, they don't win that first ring. I mean, and Dwayne Wade did everything in that finals. Shaq was there as that safety valve. You get what I'm saying? That's my opinion. But
That's fair. He had some good defensive goons too on the wing, Posey and he had some good little defenders. But yeah,
and
you're
Udonis,
right. I agree. They don't win that without Shaq because he lost the weight. He played with a chip on his shoulder. So yeah, for
Right.
sure.
But you say Oklahoma in 7. I say OKC in 5 or 6.
I think it goes 7. I it's a toss up for me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I want Minnesota.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to see that man go because he the ultimate 6. What, 6'5"?
6'5".
Yeah, he a 6'5" terror. So I want him to. I want to see it too, and then you think what that's gonna do for the city.
Yeah, I want him to go because you will have, you know what I'm saying. You understand that
to bring to the city.
His resume will be impeccable. He done took down some names to get where he going, and that's lore, NBA lore. You know what I'm saying? To say I beat this person, I beat this person, I beat this person, and all the greats had to go through a gauntlet of players for them to get to where they, whatever, to get to where they had to go in the NBA. And right now, in this young core of players, he's the only one that has the resume with it right now. You know what I'm saying? The icing on the cake is to get to the NBA Finals. You know what I'm saying? They were in the Western Conference Finals last year, and Luka and Kyrie them handled them, but then he comes back and gets Luka with the Lakers. You see what I'm saying? If you the storyline how they go, but I say just watch, in my opinion, how the NBA. Them I always harp on storylines. Yeah. Now OKC, they can go 10 deep and beat you. But a storyline with the New York press and Minnesota, and Tibbs used to be Minnesota's coach also. New York, he used to be their coach. So it's a lot of intertwined stuff there.
So what you're saying?
Hang on, Skip, I gotta cut you off.
Okay.
We got to move on from this.
All right.
All right, fellas. Well, as we know, the full NFL schedule was released last week, and I just so happened to have the Atlanta Falcons schedule pulled up right here.
Wait, you
We ended the show last week picking at his Cowboys, so he had to get back.
Real suckerish how he did it. I'm
gonna go around the clock here. You know what I mean? All right. Well,
Abe, come back. Come on back.
I know what it is. I didn't have his theme music going, so now.
See, it's messed up. He don't want to control the theme music, and he gonna play it for himself.
All right.
It's coming. Don't worry about it.
Y'all open up the season with the Buccaneers. Then you got the Vikings, Panthers, Commanders. I'm sorry.
They open the first game up
Buccaneers at Falcons. Yes, they open up at home against the Bucs. Give me 1 second. Y'all talk about that game. Give me.
Let him discuss his team, Skip.
Oh man, we ready. We ready.
Hey man, the blue collar quarterback coming, man.
I feel like we got some good young. We got younger, got faster, got some more talented guys on defense. Offense was already intact. I feel like year 2 in the system will get a full year with Phoenix. Should be good, man. But as always, defense just gotta hold up, gotta make good coaching decisions. And it's just you never know how the season gonna play out, how you want it to play out, the injuries, who else get injured. So it's just a lot that go into it. But
All right.
I'm definitely excited, man. We got about a couple more months and it's time to kick off.
I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna talk about this every week during the NFL season, and I said it last year, and I'm gonna say it now. What's Kyle Pitts, the quarterback or the tight end, is gonna be probably one of the leading tight ends in the league because of Penix. I promise you. And that's when y'all offense gonna truly take off because it's gonna open up everything else. Because he got somebody to dump it off to like Brady had, and like the rest of the good QBs had. If him and that boy gel like they were doing in the 3 games he played last year, yeah, we'll be talking about that too.
How y'all want me to do this? Y'all want me to read off all 17 games? Or
No. Just talk about the key teams they play.
Go to the next team. Go to one of y'all team.
Okay. Well, we open up with the Eagles. We talked about that last week. San Fran, they will open up with. Let me get pulled back up. My bad.
Probably the Rams.
Difficulties here. My bad. No, the Seattle Seahawks.
We win that game. We win.
Actually, y'all's first couple of games, kind of. I mean, the team that you are now is not the team that you were 2 years ago. But I mean, y'all go Seahawks, Saints, Cardinals, Jags, and then y'all get a little bit tougher in the season around that.
Might start 3-1.
Your first month of the season doesn't look too terrible. You know what? That's what we'll do. We'll talk about the first months of the season.
Yeah, we might go 3-1 play. Boy, we gave Purdy 255, wasn't it?
You paid Purdy and you paid Fred, Mr. Linebacker today too. You gave him a 3-year deal. Also today.
What'd you say, D?
When he make a tackle, how he be walking on the field like he the dude on the field. So y'all paid y'all 2 quarterbacks, but one of the defense and your top quarterback, which I asked you last week and you agreed you wanted to go on and get him taken care of. Now, did he deserve the money?
Yes.
I'm going to say yes, because there's a lot of quarterbacks that ain't made it to the Super Bowl or performed in the NFC Championship or won playoff games. Go ahead, Skip.
Even had he not made it to the Super Bowl, what he did when he was handed the reins was show that he belonged at the helm of the 49ers.
Yes.
He didn't cost them a game. He put them in positions to win. Now, we had, an offensive juggernaut at the time. Everybody was healthy. But no, I mean, had we not even made the Super Bowl and should have won, but we lost. I think he showed that he belongs. He deserves it.
All right. Well, the Cowboys' first month includes obviously the
What you finna say? Hey.
Oh, my bad, Abe.
I know Skip had a couple of key departures with Ufunga and Greenlaw, both going to Denver. They did draft Go Dogs. So and that safety back there, the dude out of Wake Forest, the swole kid, like a linebacker, he's a monster. He's a monster. So they got younger as well, had to pay QB. Hopefully Run CMC be healthy, man. You never know what you're gonna get with him. So
there you go. All right. Well, as I was saying, the Cowboys' first 4 games. Oh goodness! All right, we are at the Eagles, and we come home to play the Giants.
Wait. Oh,
Where-
okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
And then we go to Chicago to play the Bears, and then come back home for the Packers. Goddamn, we might be 0-4.
It's a possibility. Your
Not
best
just
bet.
the Giants. They gonna beat
Your,
the Giants.
No, the Giants picked up some folks
Y'all
in the
gonna beat the
draft.
shit out of the Giants, just like y'all did last year, bro.
at worst, Kev, you 2-2.
I see that. I see. Obviously, Philly and the Giants, we beat the shit out of. But the Bears could be questionable. See how I did that there? Nah, realistically, look, D, you try to use the argument all the time. But every time we play, it's 1-1. So I ain't too.
I have nothing to say.
But Giants,
Chicago
I
has
see
a better chance of beating y'all than the Giants.
if the Giants didn't learn how to utilize those draft picks that they picked
I
up,
disagree, Skip.
Hmm.
I disagree.
It'll be the same old Giants team.
They got
Go
a
ahead.
veteran
Oh, sorry.
quarterback. They got a veteran quarterback play over there with the Giants now.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead. Go ahead, Abe.
Well, they got a couple of vets, and they drafted a rookie. But they got defense, man. They got a lot of guys that they
Buddy from
drafted.
Penn State.
Yeah, and they drafted someone else too. I believe they drafted defense the first. I ain't sure what round they got Jackson Dart in, but
Dart was in the second round.
They got him in the third. I think.
yeah, I was just gonna say he went third.
They got my boy Scatterboo.
I'm a to be honest with you, Kev, your ass might be in a dog fight. Because the
It's
problem
okay. You play him
is,
twice too, buddy.
if you don't talk about us, we champs. We talking about your squad. You,
What happened if you 0-1
we
after
talking
the
football.
first week?
We just don't do that. I'm talking about football. Y'all got to figure out who's gonna run the PL for y'all. If y'all can establish the run, y'all can dictate that type of game. But believe me, like Abe say, they got a defense, and that game might be closer than what you think. And like you said, you can end up 0-4, and then and your lamed up coach over there, who we don't know what his name is right now. Possibility he'll be on the hot seat.
You keep saying lame duck coach, but what's been the problem in Dallas the last couple of years? We can't run the ball. What are the Dallas Cowboys known for? Running the ball. This new coach that's come in has done nothing but hire coaches, coordinators, and players that revolve around running the friggin' football.
Who is your starting running back?
I don't know. If the pass game, I don't worry about. But if we can figure out the run, dog, we're 13-4, no problem.
What?
Pass game, yeah. Abe, thank you for having some type of reason in your mind. We got two of the best receivers, if one of them can keep his head on, in the NFL. We got a hell of a quarterback who's always top 5. As long as we can run the ball, who's stopping us? We've been building the offensive line back up. We just drafted Jaden Blue and Phil Maffa, and I see it running exactly how Tony and Zeke were gelling when it worked. They're going to hand it to Jaden Blue, let him go out there and try to get 5 to 6 on first down. Give it to Phil Maffa to get 3 or the first down. If not, we're in a third and short situation, which is something we didn't see often last year.
You talking offense, and that's a very good question. Who else is on the defense side of the ball over the other side, number 11?
That's the questionable part because Demarion Overshawn, he's questionable. I don't know if Deron Bland is fully healthy, but we picked up some linebackers in the draft, which is what we needed. We've got a couple other defensive linemen to give us some depth on the D-line again. I think we'll be okay. We won't be Dan Quinn first year defense when we was out there being monsters, but middle of the league in defense.
Let me be messy.
Ego.
No. It's not none of our teams. Every team that needed a quarterback in the first 15 picks that looked over Shadur, that's going to be their issue this year. That's what I'm gonna say that.
Well,
This
that boy,
program, for whatever reason, happened in the background. The Cleveland, not Cleveland. Well, Cleveland looked over and they got him. The Giants, the Saints. Who else? You don't
the
think he should
Saints,
go to the Giants?
the,
Either?
The Steelers. I
the
think the
Saints,
Steelers are going to be the
and the
ones hurting.
Steelers. The
I
Saints
think the
and the
Saints are
Steelers.
going to be the Saints and the Steelers will be the two teams that hurt.
That's the one and two.
Get big Arthur ass on here, man. Let me cuss him out.
Who?
He was so top. Arthur, who was came on the show this week.
Oh, that's him.
No, that's Woodyard. No.
Oh,
I don't know.
but hey,
No,
you don't think the Giants? You don't think the Giants should have drafted Shador? Hey,
They got a quarterback.
I do. I said they would. I don't know if y'all remember when we did the whole little mock, but I said that they would. So yeah, I feel like they should have.
That's why I made the statement I made, and it might not come true, but I kind of hope the storyline plays out that way. Your deficiency is quarterback, and you let rumor, innuendo, or whatever tell you, well, we ain't taking him because he's arrogant, not because he can't play, not because he Deion Sanders' son or whatever. I don't know, but the Saints.
I feel like though with that, like I talked about it last week, how he interviewed bad with the Giants. I feel like Brian Dable, who's the head coach of New York, came in there with the motherfucker attitude. If y'all know what I mean, you feel what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna do this, and to which Shador wasn't ready because he didn't, respond well with answering questions and doing this and that. He probably needed to be a little more briefed on how it was gonna be. I do know that they sent him some stuff, some install that, and for whatever reason he couldn't put it together when they met. But I feel like Dable came in there with the like I said, I'm gonna show you type attitude, and so who's to say Jackson Dart won't turn out to be a great pro, but I definitely feel like they should have drafted Shador. I thought they was going to.
Right. You see what Wood said?
That is interesting because the reason why I understand where he's coming from, Skip, that's an older quarterback that we got that he plays. You got Spencer Rattler probably will be able to get the first nod at being the starter, and they in cap hell. To be honest with you, they in cap hell down there. They finna start offloading players, but I can see that. That's another one of them. The daddy played for the organization.
And that's where they from.
Trying to sell tickets and so forth and so on. But does Arch come out next year?
Yeah.
You think 1 year of starting?
Yes, he had shot. He showed the 1-2 games he got in last year. He showed what he can do.
Okay.
And as long as he stay healthy and do what's projected, he coming right on out. It don't make no sense to stay in and risk getting hurt. Everybody hungry. I'd rather get hurt with a contract.
I feel like he gonna stay because he ain't hurt for no money. He gonna get NIL regardless. So I feel like he'll stay an extra year. That's what I feel like.
That don't make sense.
I may be wrong, but
he ain't got. I think he'll stay too, Skip, just because. Yes, he played 4-5 games, but we need to see a body
full
of
season.
Yeah.
No, it depends on what that check looked like.
I don't think that, like they just said, I don't think the check is what matters. He has uncles and his dad. They got the money's always been there.
But he want my own money. Yeah, my daddy rich, but I want my own money.
You're right. And NIL last year when he was on the bench is probably they don't talk about it because he wasn't playing, so he got some money already. Right. And just imagine what it's going to be this year, his NIL, if it's about my own money. But the ultimate goal, in my opinion, is my uncle did it first. After my granddaddy did it, and then my uncle did it, and then my other uncle did it. I got to do it, and I got to be better than one of them. So let me get on up here and see and show that the bloodline is rich. So I think it's one and done.
And again, I don't see him coming out early because, of, like you just said, the two uncles stayed all 4 years. You know
Yeah, it was a different world then, though.
Yeah, that's a fact.
World when they was in
Yeah,
college.
that's a different world, but he getting money now. So where's the hunger at? And
Even with them, I don't think it was about money though, D.
And depending, as if we slate it like Wood just put out there, will we see we don't want to go to that organization again? But we hear that again, we don't want to go, you know.
After what happened to Shadur, we'll never see it again. You would have thought that when they did Charlie Water, when they did him, nobody'd ever do it.
Yeah. Right. All right, fellas. I hate to cut us short, but go ahead and give me your last take, Mr. Skip.
All right. Let's talk about the injuries and Caitlin Clark issues, debate, whatever. My opinion is I'm not a professional basketball player. None of us are pros, nothing but talking trash. But if not for the rivalry that they brought into the WNBA, it wouldn't even be an issue. You know, it would have been, toilet paper files, so to speak. But we have to understand that when competitive fires start, the jumping up, ready to swing and everything, I think that was posturing. I don't think she actually wanted to fight her because she didn't try to run through nobody. She just, when you hold somebody back, that's when they grow into the Incredible Hulk thing. But these commentators, these professional commentators or analysts or whatever they want to call themselves, need to actually think about what they're saying before they say it, because they make themselves look like straight assholes, whether they're defending or attacking. And it just makes people like me want to say, stick to the sport that you are a professional at. Because, we already hate Stephen A. because some of his stuff is so far-fetched. But that's my first take, my last take, man.
I want to give thank everybody for watching. And I want to give a big shout out to my daughter, Adriana. This Thursday, she'll be graduating from North Atlanta High School. And Kennesaw State on the full ride. So,
who?
Kennesaw State.
That's what's up.
So I love you, baby girl. I'm proud of you. Keep doing big things. And I also wanted to announce that I will be back coaching with ATL Elite Supreme Aiton. And their head coach is Kai Bolden, who is the father of KJ Bolden, the free safety for Georgia. So I'm gonna be mixed in with a lot of good things coming, man. I just appreciate y'all for keep supporting me. What I'm doing, I love it too. Looking forward to doing big things this season.
Okay, well, we got to get out there with y'all, man, with the podcast.
Yes, big news. Coach is signed on again. We around here. We need to check his pocketbook and his NIL money.
10% of that signing bonus, Playboy.
Coach got a resume, ladies and gentlemen, and congratulations to him. He puts his hands on these children in the right way and lead them down the right path. And I'm glad that you're still in your craft and doing what you need to do. But thank everybody for tuning in, man. Every Monday, we really appreciate it. And again, anybody want to come on and harass Skip, myself, or even a Cowboy fan, we are welcome to it at any time. And give us some knowledge if something y'all want us to talk about. But thank y'all again.
Don't come on here harassing me.
How about them Cowboys?
All right. Well, yes, as they said, thank you, everybody who tuned in. We will be back next Monday night with a longer show. I'm sorry, I have some obligations to get to. But yeah, man, until we meet again, please make sure that the beer is cold and the wings stay lemon pepper, baby. We